Hi, everybody. It's me, Grandma Lili, here to read to you again. Story time with Grandma Lili. I'm really sorry that it took so long for me to upload yesterday's video, but I hope you got a chance to see One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish. That is my grandson Elijah's favorite book when he comes to visit me. Today, we're going to read my grandson Jordan's favorite book when he comes to visit me. And that book is called Monster Brother, which is written and illustrated by Mary Jane Auch. Before we get started, make sure you have your blankets, your cocoa, your milk and cookies. Sit down and enjoy. I want to say hello and I love you to my grandchildren, Jordan, Elijah, Kylie, Serenity. I love you. I miss you. I hope you're all staying safe. This book is called Monster Brother. So let's get started. Monster Brother. Monster Brother, written and illustrated by Mary Jane Auch. Rodney hated monsters. Almost every night, a monster sneaked into his room and kept him awake. I'm going to guess that that's Rodney, and that's the monster. The monsters always wait until dark, Rodney told his mother. Let's make my room brighter and lighter so they'll stay away. Good idea, said Rodney's mother. That night, they put lots of extra lights in Rodney's room. But a monster came anyway. Look at that. He was wearing sunglasses. Now Rodney couldn't sleep because his room was too bright. So his mother got rid of all the extra lights. I have another idea, said Rodney. I bet the monsters would stay away if my room smelled bad. Good idea, said Rodney's father. He put a hunk of stinky cheese on Rodney's bed. But that night, a monster came anyway. He was wearing a clothespin on his nose. The room needs to be smellier, said Rodney. So on the bed, they added a dead catfish, an old pair of sneakers, some rotten eggs, and even a pair of gym socks that hadn't been washed for 6 months. That looks like some pretty smelly stuff on that bed. But the monsters kept coming. Now Rodney couldn't sleep because his room smelled terrible. So his daddy took away all the stinky things. The next night at bedtime, Rodney's mother had a surprise. Guess what? Mommy's going to bring home a baby brother for you. Isn't that exciting? No, thanks, said Rodney. I don't need a baby brother. But then you'll have someone to play with, said Mommy. Won't that be fun? Well, playing with you and Daddy is fun, said Rodney. I don't want a baby brother. Well, with a baby brother, you won't have to sleep in your room alone, said Mommy. That gave Rodney an idea. A monster would think twice about going into a room with 2 kids in it. Okay, I'll try a baby brother, Rodney said. Bring one home. The baby will come this summer, said Mommy, soon after Aunt Celeste's wedding. In the next few months, Rodney helped Mommy get ready for his new brother. They got a crib and they're putting up a mobile. Every night, he dreamed a monster came to his room, but when it saw 2 kids, it ran away. Rodney could hardly wait until his brother arrived. Who will the baby look like? Rodney asked his mommy one day. She brought out a scrapbook and showed Rodney all of his baby pictures. He might look like you, she said. We'll have to wait and see. Rodney says, Good morning, Mommy. Where's my food? Watch me dance. Finally, it was the day of Aunt Celeste's wedding. Is the baby coming today? Asked Rodney. I hope not, said Mommy, but he'll be here soon. All the relatives at the wedding were talking about the baby. I wonder who your new brother will look like, said Grandma. Maybe he'll get my big blue eyes. I don't know how I feel about that. I hope the baby gets my distinguished nose, said Grandpa. Can you imagine a baby with a nose that looked like that? What if he gets my scrawny chicken legs? Giggled Aunt Velma. That's kind of scary. If he's like Cousin Ernie, said Aunt Celeste, he'll grow like a weed. Suddenly, Rodney thought he saw his new brother. I know what the baby looks like, he cried. But nobody paid any attention to him. They were too busy smiling for the camera. I think that's who he thinks his brother's gonna look like. Well, we're all going to know what the baby looks like very soon, exclaimed Rodney's mommy. I think he's coming right now. Let's tell the baby to go away, Mommy, said Rodney. I think babies are a very bad idea. Mommy gave Rodney a hug. Aunt Velma will stay with you until we come home with the baby. Don't worry, honey. Everything is going to be fine. But Rodney did worry. He worried for 2 whole days. He worried that the baby would take away all of his toys. He worried that the baby would eat up all of Grandma's cookies. Most of all, he worried about being alone in his room in the dark with the baby. Rodney called out Aunt Velma, come see the baby. I see him, yelled Rodney. Mommy and the baby are out here. Come see. Mommy's home? Rodney ran out of his room. Mommy was sitting with a small bundle in her arms. She smiled. See? Here's your brother Sidney. He looks just like me, Rodney cried. He looks just like me, only a lot smaller. Rodney loved his brother the minute he saw him. That night, Rodney watched Sidney fall asleep. I like having you in my room, Sidney, he whispered. There's only one problem. You're too little to scare away monsters. But don't worry, I'll protect you. Rodney took his baseball bat and stood by the open window. If you monsters dare come near my baby brother, he yelled, I'll bop you right in the nose. Pow! Suddenly, Sidney woke up. First he whimpered, then he cried, then he opened his mouth wide and hollered so loud you could hear him in the next county. He sounded like a screech owl, a police siren, and a fire alarm, all rolled into one. Rodney looked outside his window. There wasn't a monster in sight. No monster would dare come near his room with Sidney around. Hooray! The monsters were gone, and Rodney finally could get a good night's sleep. The end. Thank you very much, boys and girls. I'm glad you were here for Tuesday for Storytime with Grandma Lili today. Tuesday, we're going to be looking at another book. I haven't decided what yet, but I'm sure it'll be fun. If you have any books that you would like me to read, again, let me know. And if there's a way I can get them, I'll be happy to read them. I hope you have a wonderful day. I love you all. Bye, grandchildren. Bye, everybody. Have a great day.